So I'm François, I'm co-founder at SimplyK. I will talk about how to use data to improve the donor experience. And I'm actually really excited to talk about this because that's my work. So I spend so much time as a co-founder at SimplyK at looking at data to make sure that our donation forms convert. And I will share those techniques so that you can apply them to your website, to your all kind of donor experiences. So everything I will share, it's based on the data that we analyzed at SimplyK, so working with 3,000 charities and creating donation forms that actually convert 130 to 150% more than the average. So today, too often, that's the reaction of someone who wants to donate or someone who wants to participate to a fundraising event, because it's often not optimized for sales fund, and that could be the same face in front of the laptop, like, wow, I don't get it and I want to donate. And we'll see at easy steps to have super happy donors. My illustrations are not as good as Phil's one. I'm pretty jealous. So here is how I'm going to present it. Find the friction, look at the data to get the causes, and then adapt the donor journey and enjoy the results. Before going into this, it might be overwhelming or look complicated, but I swear everything is super simple. Feel free to contact me after if you need help to do this at home. So first, if we want to look at a donor journey, we need to map it. So where do they come from? I think Kim shared a ton of super useful advices. So then at some point, they arrive to your donation page, and then you want to process. So they need to confirm their gift, or you have lost opportunities because they decided that at the end of the day, they didn't want to donate. And the bad news is that for many charities, that's what happens. So they do a ton of work to raise awareness, to explain what they do, how well they use the donation, but the donation page is not good enough. And so people go there, but only 10% confirm their donation. So today, even if my methodology can be applied, as Kim said, to any part, you can always set up an output, a measurable output, and optimize it. Today, I will talk about optimizing your donor conversion rate. So what is it? The donor conversion rate is just comparing the number of donations to the number of unique visitors. So you will just see how many donations you received a month and compare it to how many visitors you had on the same month on your donation page. So I hope that makes sense. It's a basic percentage, and that's really what you want to optimize. So it's easy to say. So first, how do you measure your conversion rate? If that's not activated, you can easily activate Google Analytics. So Google Analytics is just the tool measuring your traffic. If you're not familiar with it, we can go through it later. It's super simple, and you will get your number of unique visitors. Then you go on your donation form, like SimplyK, Canada Helps, PayPal, and you check the number of donations, and you calculate the ratio. And now I think that the first, if there's only one thing to do today, that's it. It's like, because you will see if you're doing great or doing okay. And that's super simple. So now you have your conversion rate and you can measure it to industry average. If you're close to 9%, you're probably not doing everything perfect. If you're close to 15%, it's better. And if you do what I'm going to talk about, you can easily get to 23%, which is a SimplyK conversion rate, like general forms. So then you can optimize it even more, probably for another time, but you can optimize, do some A/B testing, explain more what you're going to do with the donation, because that is always the number one thing that increase donor conversion. So now you know if you're good or not compared to industry average, and you want to know what to do. So here I will suggest a few data to look at to optimize your donor experience. So on your donation form, how can you optimize your conversion rate? So 3 super important stuff: the number of clicks, making sure you are responsive, so checking the experience on a cell phone, and the languages. There are many more, but those are 3 really impactful and super simple to analyze. So first, the number of clicks. If your donation form looks like this, it means that it takes so many clicks to actually donate, because people need to choose the street type, the number of apartments, they need to enter their email 2 times. So that's a lot of clicks, and actually you can get to as little as 10 clicks. I wish I had more time and I could pause and say, guys, let's all go on our website and check how many clicks or how many interactions it takes to donate. So here are a few tricks. So look at the number of clicks and try to optimize it. And here are ways to optimize it. The key is smart defaults. It means that you choose something which is the default option, and if people have they want to do it different, they change it. So a general donation form, 95% do one-time donation. So that's something you can have clicked by default. Same, here we are in Canada, most of your donors are in Canada, so why don't you choose it by default? And if you know your donors are all from Quebec or all from Ontario, you can also put it as a default. And then the address, so that should be as compact as possible, but smart defaults are super, super useful to reduce the number of clicks. And each click you add, well, each click you remove is more donation and more conversion rate. And then same on the conversion rate, keeping the part when you enter the credit card as simple as possible. It's the same, just that it's like 3 to 5% increase. I think that's from Stripe data, they see that those super short conversion form convert 10% more than industry average, because you just enter your card like straight up and no click, no changing window. So get the thing to have smart default. So it's something in your donation form, but also when you build your website, your donation page. So here you see Fondation Rea. The default is the credit card form, but if you want, you can do in memoriam donation, honorary donation, but they know that it's a small percentage, so they decide to bring everyone to the major option, and then if you want, you can choose something else. Same, 9% people prefer to donate by PayPal, whereas 60% prefer to donate by credit card. So the major options should always be credit card, but then you can add somewhere a button, hey, you can donate through PayPal if you prefer, or you can do an Interact if you prefer. But the smart default, it allows you to streamline the process and keep it super, super simple. And that's, okay, I said the only thing to do was to measure your donor conversion rate. That's the only thing to do. So those are data from SimplyK from last week. I don't know which day, but I just looked at the devices. And so I think today, just after the webinar, you can go to your Google Analytics and check what do people use when they go to your donation page. And it's probably close to 40%. So it's huge. It's huge, and it's growing actually. So if your page looks like the one on the left, well, you have a problem because 40% of your donors have a super, super bad experience. So yeah, other things super impactful you can do is check those data. And once you check those, make sure you have a good experience and make sure you accept phone payments such as Google Pay or Apple Pay, because now it's almost 500 million people who have this installed on their phone. So if you can, if your donor can just click yes instead of keying their credit card, it will have a huge impact. Okay, I think I'm stuck on this one. And yeah, how can you, so let's say you're in front of your, so you can either go, if you want to check, you can either go on your website from your cell phone, but you can also do just right click and inspect. And you see on the bottom left, you have this icon with devices, and actually from your laptop, you can check the experience from a cell phone. It's like it will show a fake cell phone experience. You can also use Browser Stack. Browser Stack allows you to test your website with whatever you want. If you want to try the new iPhone 10 and on your laptop, it's super easy. And now it's fixed. You have a super good experience on your cell phone. Last thing, you can do a language analysis. So let's say most of your donors are speaking English. Well, it's okay. You have just an English form. If it's 50-50, well, obviously it's super important that you have bilingual forms, etc. So super fast to do so and really impactful. And last but not least, if you don't know, if you already have everything, great, and you still want to do better, you can record sessions with something called Hotjar. So Hotjar, it does a heat map of your website. You can see where people click a lot, what information they are looking for. And so it's super useful to understand how do people interact with your website. And so then, let's say you measured your conversion rate, you looked at the experience on cell phone, you reduced the number of clicks, and now you want to see the results. You don't have to get a ton of data to see important results. Just compare month over month your donation rate, and since it's a ratio, as long as you have a few hundred people, you will see the impact on your conversion rate. And hopefully you will soon get to 25 and 30%. I added a link to Optimizely about sample size, but if you do things with high impact, 100 donors, it's enough to see the difference before and after. I love talking about data, but I think that my time, it's Julia's time, and it will be super, super interesting too. Feel free to contact me if you have questions. We are at 23% conversion rate at SimplyK, and we are running new experiments to improve this. But that's because we have a few little clicks, good cell phone experience, and yeah, smart default, and you can all do this.